So let's know about civil service. It includes its meaning and features. So civil service, its meaning. The term civil service was used by East India Company to signify or mark administrative service of the state. To select personnel or candidate for the higher post, the British ruler decided to hold competitive examination. It was called civil to differentiate it from the military. So it had its own identity. This civil has its own identity and establishment. The term civil service refers to the permanent executive. This you need to remember. The term civil service refers to the permanent executive. The term executive is its broader sense, includes the chief executive head of the state and the cabinet headed by prime minister. It also includes, that means executive in its broader sense, also include a large number of administrative officials, rank and file. Listen carefully. So here I want to tell you that there are two kinds of executive, namely political executive and permanent executive. Permanent executive, just now you heard that the term civil service refers to the permanent executive. So let's see. The political executive is an elected body. As you all know that politicians are elected. So the political executive is an elected body, whereas permanent executive is a selected body. Why it is selected body? This just now we told that in East India Company they used to select personnel or candidate for higher post. The British rulers decided to hold competitive examination. That's why they are known as selected body. So the term political executive is an elected body, whereas the permanent executive is a selected body. Political executive comprises of President of India to member of Gram Panchayat, whereas selected body, I mean this permanent executive, includes cabinet secretary at the top to a peon at the bottom. Next, the civil service is subordinate to the political executive. That means what? The civil service is lower in rank to the political executive. Why? As it receives order from the latter in the sense the political executive. So, civil service is lower in rank to the political executive. Why? As it receives the order from the political executive and work under its control. Whose control? The civil service works under the control of political executive. So, here each minister is in charge of a department. So the minister of political executive here is in charge of several departments. There are large staff of civil servants to assist him or the minister to run the department. Without civil servants, government cannot carry on the affairs of the state. In reality, the administration is carried out by the members of civil service, not the government. Here comes the definition of civil service according to R.G. Gettel. So, civil service is a general body of officials serving under heads of various departments and known collectively as a civil service. According to E.A. Gladden, civil service is a regulated administrative system organized as a service of interrelated officers. So, this is important one. Second definition. Let's see what are the features of civil service. Number 1, professional body. Civil service consists of professional body of officials who are permanent, as I said before, they were paid and skilled. It is a whole-time job and career service. As Herman Feiner puts it, civil service is a professional body of official, permanent, paid and skilled. Number 2, hierarchy. Hierarchy means smaller to big one. As per the Scala system, each civil service has to obey to his immediate superior, obviously. So, this lower position or the candidate who is in lower position, they have to obey their senior one. The high-ranking administrative officer, they have discretionary power. Discretionary power other than compulsory duty, they have some optional duty or powers, supervises their subordinate. As per the Scala system, each civil servant has to obey his immediate superior, where high-ranking administrative officer with discretionary power supervises their subordinate. The authority runs from the above, not from the below, from the topmost position, and helps to make administration stable. Number 3. Political neutrality. Civil servants refrains or stop oneself from doing something. So, civil servants refrains always from political activities. They perform their duties without being aligned or placed to any kind of political regime or government. Number 4. Anonymity. Anonymity means what? He cannot be exposed. Okay? Let's see. Civil servant work behind the screen and remain anonymous means he is not at all able to expose even though they work for the government. So the civil servant work behind the screen and remain anonymous even though they work for the government. Recognition for good work or disrepute for any omission goes only to the minister and not to the civil servants. Number 5. Impartiality. The civil servants have to apply the law of state while performing the duties without showing any favor, bias or preferences to any group or section of society. Number 6. Service motto. They have to work, civil servants have to work for the welfare of society. They must be humble and service-minded towards the public and not authoritative. Number 7. Permanent. Civil servants are called permanent executive. They discharge duties till they attain the age of superannuation. That means superannuation in the sense 65 to 70 years according to 2004. So civil servants are called permanent executive. They discharge duties till they attain the age of superannuation. Both at the central and in Karnataka state service, the age of retirement of civil servant is 60 years. Number 8. Jurisdiction of law. Every civil servant has to function within the prescribed jurisdiction of law. If he crosses the limit, he is met with disciplinary action. Number 9. Special training. Here let's see. Once the candidates are selected for top civil services, so here what they will do, they are deputed to in-service training. So they will provide the training to acquire special skill in administration. Here are the example. Lal Bahadur Shastri Academy of Administration, that's located in Mussoorie, that's in Uttarakhand, for training for new appointed IAS officer. And Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel of Police Academy, located in Hyderabad, trains a newly appointed IPS officer.